Welcome to Synagogues of Africa Part 2. Part 1 dealt with the Jewish house of worships in Egypt. Part 2 deals with several African states. The first is the Chabad house in Kinshasa. It's the largest city and the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Back in the day when it was a colony of the British Empire, the city was called Leopoldville. There are more than 11 million citizens in the area. The executive director of this branch is Rabbi Shlomo Bentolila. It was established in 1991. It caters mostly to Israeli and other businessmen and possibly a handful of tourists on vacation. There are probably between 200 to 300 Jewish people in the community, a mixture of Israelis, Americans, and Europeans. And it would be fair to say that in the past 25 years there have been times when the Jews would have to flee to safety because of internecine war in Congo, but they usually return. Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia, and it has about 2.8 million inhabitants. The vast majority of the Ethiopians who claim to have Jewish heritage have moved to Israel and taken up citizenship there. But there are a couple synagogue buildings. This is one in Addis Ababa, and along with the Chabad Jewish Center. Both again cater to mostly Israeli visitors and businessmen. There are a couple of synagogues that cater to the local population. This sign here indicates that the Sukkot Rachamim synagogue we've been looking at was established in 1924. Here is the Chabad house in Addis Ababa. Many of the Jews who migrated to Ethiopia had left Yemen. Nairobi is the capital city of the country of Kenya, and the city has a little over 3 million people. We're looking at the Nairobi Hebrew congregation. We believe it to be progressive practice and utilize a visiting traveling rabbi. Services for Shabbat are held on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. The congregation was established on or about 1904. There is an Israeli embassy in Nairobi. And finally, there is also a Chabad house in Nairobi. Its director is Rabbi Avraham Super. In fact, there's a possibility that the Nairobi Hebrew congregation has merged with the Chabad house, as they now have chosen Rabbi Super to be their officiating spiritual leader. Here's a bit of trivia we forgot to mention. At one time, there were more than 40 synagogues in Ethiopia. In any event, there is one country we did overlook we intended to show in this particular video. And that's Eritrea, which is just to the north of Ethiopia. Its one synagogue is in its major city called Asmara. The synagogue building shown here was erected in 1906. Besides the main sanctuary, there are classrooms and an adjoining cemetery. We believe that the last colonial Jew has recently passed away within the past few years. We conclude this brief look at the Jewish presence in certain countries of Central and East Africa. There are additional African states to check out. So, bye for now and see you real soon.